We live in an age where there is too much information and far too less wisdom. We have 900 million mobile phones in the country, but only 74% of the population is literate. There are 1.2 billion people in the world connected on Facebook, but we do not feel like making face-to-face conversation with our parents. We have 600 million TV connections in the country, but only 38% of us have access to newspapers, less than half of that to magazines, and even less than half of that to the internet. There are more than 5,000 registered newspapers in the country and 300 more TV news channels. But there is no national discourse. In fact, the only national discourse that we have, the only thing that unites us every day, is the temporary outrage on the streets, on Twitter and on Facebook. We are surrounded by contradictions. The biggest challenge for your generation, therefore, is to navigate these incongruities. More so because you've chosen a profession that challenges your morals and ethics every single day. At every moment in your chosen career, whether you like it or not, you'll be asked to make a choice. A choice between right and wrong, a choice between your conscience and the dark side. You'll be asked to cross the thin red line countless times. You'll be asked this question by people you know, by strangers you do not, and indeed by circumstances. But no matter what happens, do not take the step across the thin red line. Do not cross over to the dark side. The mind is an excellent servant, but it is also a terrible master. Throughout your career, you will face ups and downs. Throughout your life, you will be dogged by crests and troughs. And these circumstances, I guarantee you, will take a toll on you. While you're covering a breaking news story of a child being rescued under the debris of a collapsed building, your friend will call you saying that your mother has been hospitalized. You're trying to establish a life with your loved one, and your home loan will not get approved just when your boss tells you and pressures you to give that story on deadline. This profession is merciless. At some point in your career, you will get gray hair, you will be driven to frustration, and you will be torn apart. But here's my only single piece of advice to you. Stand up and be counted. Make mistakes, but try again. Fall, but rise. Failure is not in making mistakes, but in not trying again. Humiliation is not in falling, but not rising again and taking on the world. I challenge you to work hard, to sweat in the sun, and to shiver in the cold. I challenge you to walk in knee-deep water without any concern for your health, but write about the travails of the thousands whose homes have been washed away by unforgiving floods. But most of all, I challenge you to challenge yourself. Life's true meaning is not in conquering the world. It is in conquering the person you see every day in the mirror. Your career and your life will give you a lot of occasions to laugh at others. Forget that. Learn to laugh at yourself. You'll get a million opportunities to point fingers at others. Forget that too. And learn to be your own greatest critic. On your shoulders, my friends, you carry a lot of responsibility. Not to change the world, but to make that one difference in someone's life. There was once an old man who along a beach came across thousands of fish washed ashore and dying due to a natural calamity. One by one, he picked them up, walked to the sea, and threw them back in. It was a slow and tedious process. A young man came to him and said, "What's the point of throwing back the fish into the sea? You'll never be able to save all of them." The old man replied, "I know I cannot save the thousands, but I'll go to my grave knowing I saved a few." The choice then is clear. Either be the old man on the beach or be the young man who questions him. I know who you will choose to be. Thank you and all the best.